Prime Minister tables Code of Conduct for Ministers and Members of Parliament, puts enhanced security measures in place, and endorses a National Day of Mourning for children affected by violence and abuse. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Marjorie Gordon.
It is not merely words on a document. It is intended to mobilize the collective hurt of the nation.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness at King's House last week. He was endorsing the proclamation by the Governor-General declaring June 23 as a National Day of Mourning for children who have been affected by violence and abuse.
It is important that in the collective expression of our mourning, we indicate that what has happened, not just to young Danielle, that it is an assault on our collective sensibilities. It is a blot on the collective moral fabric of the nation. And that we are not going to remain silent, lest it gives the impression that the country has fallen numb.
Tackling the spike in murders in St. James and Westmoreland, Prime Minister Holness reinforced security measures in the parishes last week. According to the Office of the Prime Minister, between January 1 and June 19, the St. James Police Division reported the highest number of murders across all police divisions on the island. The Westmoreland Police Division followed close behind with 54 murders over the same period. In declaring a state of public emergency for the parishes, Mr. Holness said the government would continue to use all available tools necessary to protect the lives of all citizens. In Parliament on Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness tabled job descriptions which are to direct the conduct of members of Parliament, MPs and government ministers.
These will set out strategic objectives of the post, its purpose, reporting and accountability, the key deliverables and responsibility areas, performance standards, competencies, contacts, and the working conditions.
Mr. Holness says further refining of the documents will be carried out by a Joint Select Committee of Parliament.
The Joint Select Committee will also consider certain working documents towards developing our own Code of Conduct, which will include the Ministry Paper I alluded to earlier, Ministry Paper 19/2002. This code should set the standard for appropriate conduct and guide how the standards should be understood and interpreted. Most importantly, the Code of Conduct must hold the Houses of Parliament to enforce the conduct on their members.
The committee will also be asked to establish a reporting and accountability framework for members of the Political Directorate. These will range from periodic reporting to Parliament on the work of MPs in their constituencies, the use of public resources, tracking of attendance in Parliament, and participation on committees.
The government is determined, and we are moving forward with the complementary key element, which is accountability for performance.
On Friday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness was in southern St. Catherine, where he handed over two two-bedroom housing units. These bring the number of homes built under the National Social Housing Program so far to 151.
This is not a handout. This is not a giveaway. This is not political largesse. No. This is about the state fulfilling its duty to protect its most vulnerable and most needy. This is about the state ensuring that we fulfill our social contract and are truthful to our social conscience. And that is what this program is about. And that's why it is under what is called the HOPE program.
I want to wish you all the best, and I want you to know that you have my full support, and I will be cheering you on from the sidelines of Jamaica.
Prime Minister Holness was among stakeholders at the send-off reception for the Reggae Girls. The team left the island on Wednesday ahead of the FIFA Women's World Cup, which will run from July 20 to August 20 in the two oceanic countries of New Zealand and Australia.
I believe you have all the skills and talent, and more so you have the drive to do it. And I think it is not beyond the Jamaica football team, our Reggae Girls, to actually win the World Cup.
Prime Minister Holness also took time to meet with investors and attend the farewell service for former councillor and caretaker for East Portland, Patrick Lee. Mr. Lee was also a businessman and philanthropist. Mr. Holness says his kindness and commitment to the upliftment of people knew no limit. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.